Right now, there's a lot of noise online. Fans reacting to ugly preseason snaps, hot takes getting louder, and the kind of disappointment that hits when a highly drafted player doesn't immediately look like a plug-and-play star. I get it. You want the line to be stable, you want Mahomes protected, and you don't enjoy seeing inconsistent reps at the most important position on the field. But before we doom and gloom over Kingsley Suamataia and start shouting draft bust, let's take a breath and look at the bigger picture. The Chiefs took Kingsley out of BYU as a high-upside player, a five-star recruit with the raw traits teams salivate over, and then asked him to do something the transition rarely makes easy. Step in at tackle as a rookie in real game speed. That's not a small ask. You saw him struggle in pass protection, you saw the benching and the rotating of left tackles, and yeah, those moments were painful to watch. But every piece of the story suggests this was always going to be a project. Scouts and evaluators flagged his upside and also flagged the exact kinds of growth areas he's dealing with now. Foot speed, posture in pass sets, and the mental adjustments you only learn under fire. The Chiefs recognize those limits too, which is why the plan now is to slide him inside to guard where his power and movement can be better used while he finishes those technical reps. That move doesn't mean the front office is given up. It means they're working with realistic development paths and trying to find the best place for his skill set. So here's where I want you to weigh in right now. Do you think Kingsley will lock down a starting role this season? Yes or no? Drop your vote in the comments and one short reason why. And if you value calm, Insight First Takes like this, hit subscribe. We're chasing 5,000 subs, and every new subscriber helps us keep bringing fair, no-hype analysis. In the next section, we'll break down the rookie tape and the exact techniques. He needs to clean up so you can see why patience is the smart fan move, not the panic clickbait reaction. You know, when you look back at Kingsley Suamataia's football journey, it's easy to see why expectations were sky high. He wasn't some under-the-radar late-round flyer. He was a five-star recruit out of high school, the kind of prospect every major program wanted, and eventually he made his way to BYU, where he flashed exactly why he was ranked so highly. Long arms, powerful frame, natural, athleticism. All the tools were there. And when the Chiefs used a premium pick on him, fans instantly thought, this is the guy who can hold down the blind side and grow into a cornerstone. The story sounds great on paper, but here's the reality. The jump from college football to the NFL trenches is one of the hardest transitions in sports. The speed, the technique, the disguises that defenses throw at you, it's night and day compared to what even the best college edge rushers can show you. During his rookie season, the coaching staff gave him chances to line up at tackle, and the issues started to show. You saw him get beat on outside rushes when his feet didn't fire quickly enough. You saw him lunge forward with poor posture, which left him off balance against power moves. And when you add in the mental pressure of protecting Patrick Mahomes' blind side, every little mistake feels like a spotlight. Those struggles led to the benching and the rotation at left tackle that frustrated fans so much. To many watching from the outside, that looked like failure. But to people who understand line play, it looked like a rookie showing the exact kind of growing pains evaluators warned about before the draft. So what exactly needs to improve? Let's keep this simple because not everyone wants a coaching clinic. First, foot speed. Offensive tackles have to mirror some of the fastest athletes on the planet. A half step late and the quarterback is running for his life. Second, balance. When Kingsley bends too much at the waist instead of keeping his chest up and knees bent, defenders turn that into easy leverage wins. And third, experience. You just can't fake live reps. Every snap teaches you how to recover, how to adjust to stunts, how to trust your hands. Those aren't lessons you master on the sideline or in film study alone. This is where Chiefs fans need to see the bigger picture. Yes, he struggled. Yes, the numbers weren't pretty, but this is a long-term investment. The front office knew he was raw and knew he needed time, which is why his story can't be judged after one rookie season. If you want to compare, think back to other linemen in the league who looked shaky early, only to settle in and become steady starters. Development isn't linear, and sometimes the brightest talents take the longest to polish. Now I want to hear from you. Out of the three issues, foot speed, balance, or experience, which one do you think is the biggest key for Kingsley to fix? First, just drop one word in the comments. That way we'll get a quick snapshot of what fans think is most important. And if you appreciate this kind of honest breakdown, make sure you give this video a like. It really helps us keep pushing Chiefs content out, and it tells me you want more deep dives like this. Next, we'll talk about what the Chiefs front office actually did this offseason, the moves they made to strengthen the line, and why those decisions should give you more confidence, not less, in Kingsley's future. Now let's talk about the front office, because this is where the real story gets interesting. When fans see a young lineman struggle, the natural reaction is to think the team has made a mistake, or that they need to immediately replace him. But if you look at what the Chiefs actually did this offseason, it tells you the opposite. Instead of abandoning Kingsley Suamataia, they created an environment that gives him both protection and competition. And that's the healthiest way to develop a player like him. First, the Chiefs brought in Jaylon Moore from the 49ers, a guy with starting experience who can hold down the tackle spot if needed. That's not a panic signing. That's insurance. The same way you buy coverage for your house, even if you think it's built strong. Then, they doubled down in the draft by taking Joshua Simmons, another young offensive lineman with upside. Add in the fact that the team moved on from Joe Thuney, trading him to clear cap space and make room for the future, and suddenly the picture looks a lot clearer. The Chiefs aren't ignoring the offensive line. They're reshaping it, planning ahead, and giving themselves multiple options to find the best 5 starters. For Kingsley, this is actually a positive. Sliding him inside to guard allows him to use his raw strength and athleticism without being left on an island against speed rushers every down. At guard, the game is tighter, more about power and leverage, less about being on an island. That move buys him time to fix the technical flaws that showed up last year. And while he works on those, the Chiefs have a safety net at tackle in Moore and the chance to develop Simmons in parallel. It's not a demotion. It's smart roster management. And here's the other layer. Andy Reid and Brett Veach have a track record. This is the same front office and coaching staff that has rebuilt lines on the fly before. Think back to how they rebuilt the offensive line after that. Super Bowl loss to Tampa Bay. They didn't just swap out one guy, they rebuilt the entire unit. Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Orlando Brown Jr., Joe Thuney all came in, and suddenly the line went from a weakness to a strength. This is not a group that panics. They know what they're doing, and they know how to balance immediate needs with long-term growth. That's why labeling Kingsley as a bust right now just misses the bigger context. He's part of a long-term plan. He's surrounded by competition that will either push him to sharpen his skills or allow the team to shuffle pieces around until he's ready. Either way, the Chiefs win. And if you're worried that Mahomes won't be protected because of this experiment, remember, Reid and Veach always make protecting number 15 priority number 1. They've proven it time and time again. So let me ask you this. Do you think competition is the best way to build an offensive line? Yes or no? Drop your vote in the comments. Personally, I think the best lines are built when guys earn their spots, and that's exactly what Kansas City is doing here. And hey, if you've got a Chiefs friend who's still yelling that Kingsley is already a bust, share this video with them. Let's spread some perspective and get more fans looking at the full picture. Next, we'll look at what fans should actually watch for this offseason and into the early games. The signs that tell us whether Kingsley is really turning the corner. That way you'll know exactly what to keep an eye on, instead of just reacting to headlines or one bad highlight clip. So here's where it all comes together. We've talked about the struggles, the technical flaws, and the front office moves, but what should you, as a fan, actually be watching for over the next stretch of the offseason and into those first games? Because this is where patience meets proof. It's not about stats or headlines, it's about the little details in Kingsley Suamataya's development that will tell the real story. First, pay attention to his footwork in camp reports and preseason snaps. Does he look more balanced off the line of scrimmage? Are his steps sharper and quicker, or is he still catching himself playing catch-up against edge rushers? Even small improvements here are massive signs of progress. Second, watch how he handles interior power when he lines up at guard. Does he stay square? Does he anchor down? Does he stop being moved backward on contact? If he shows he can absorb power without losing ground, that's a big check mark in his favor. Third, chemistry. Offensive line play is never about one guy. It's about 5 guys moving as one. If he can build timing and trust with Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith inside, you're going to see a more cohesive pocket for Mahomes, and that will be a direct reflection of his growth. None of this means you have to blindly excuse mistakes. If he's still getting beat the same way every time, that's concerning. If the same technical flaws don't improve, then criticism is fair. But right now, calling him a bust is skipping chapters in a story that hasn't even been written yet. The Chiefs drafted him for the long term. They saw the traits that can't be taught, and now it's about coaching the details that can. As fans, the best thing you can do is watch for progress, not perfection. Because development doesn't happen in one clean leap, it happens in steps. And here's my challenge to you. Make one prediction in the comments. Will Kingsley Suamataya be starting by mid-season, or will he spend most of the year rotating in and learning? There's no wrong answer, but your predictions make these conversations way more fun to revisit down the road. And if you've been enjoying this perspective, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We're working to hit 5,000 subscribers, and your support makes it possible to keep bringing smart, level-headed Chiefs content every week. Also, give this video a like so more Chiefs Kingdom fans can join in and calm down some of the overreactions we've been seeing. At the end of the day, the offensive line is always evolving. Kingsley Suamataya's story isn't finished, and the Chiefs have proven time and again they know how to build around their quarterback. So take a breath, watch for progress, and let's see where this journey actually leads.